Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. And I'm going to go ahead and plug in this recording I made in a vehicle earlier and forgive the background noise. It sounds like somebody's eating chips or something, but I think the microphone is rubbing against my collar. So I hope you can forgive that and don't let that be a distraction. Okay. Our pastor in our church, he was preaching about covetousness. And he was making one statement in there where he said that in his decades of pastoring and being parts of churches, he had never heard anyone admit or repent or confess to the sin of covetousness. And of course, I didn't say anything because he was preaching. But I'm thinking, actually, I have admitted to that. Maybe not to pastor or any pastor, but I have admitted that to the Lord. And I asked the Lord, please just help me be content with what I have and what's going on around me. That's why Philippians 4:11, that is the verse that's imprinted on the cover of my Bible currently. And some people have the same life verse or same life passage for their entire life. There's something that encourages them on whatever level, and they just keep that, and it just makes them feel a certain kind of way, helps them walk a certain kind of way when they hear or read that verse or passage that they say is a life verse, as they call it. But my life verse or life passages have changed, in the decades that I've been a Christian. It depends on where I am in my walk with Christ. Right now, it's Philippians 4:11, and it's talking about being content with what you have, no matter what the circumstances are. Now, a lot of people's favorite life verse, or one of the verses that people like to quote in general, is Philippians 4:13. Just after that, and almost anybody can quote that verse if you've been in church at any length of time. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. People like that verse so much, and I've understood why they like that verse. It's because it's talking about what they can do. Well, that's what they turn it into. I throw the Christ part into because it's part of it. Sometimes they don't even put that. They'll cut that part out. I can do all things. I'm tough. I'm strong. I'm empowered. I'm a God. Literally God. That's what sometimes people are saying. I know not everybody is doing that, but you can easily cross that line with that verse. With that verse, you can cross that line very easily into this is about me now. Yeah, I know God is there. I know Jesus is there, but this is about what I want to do, and God's going to help me. God is my means to get this done. I want to get something accomplished in this world. Philippians 4:13. I want to get something accomplished. Oh, and God's involved too. And that's the kind of sense I get sometimes when people are quoting that verse, or I see it on shirts or stickers or whatever. They just want to clip it out. But if you go right before that, Philippians 4:11 says, "Be content in any circumstances." And somebody told me, and this is something I have to go check out because I don't know this for sure. But I remember somebody told me, Paul was in prison when he was writing that Philippians 4. Philippians 4. He was in prison and basically facing getting his head chopped off. So when he says, "I can do all things through Christ," the average person that I know in our time, 21st century, I don't really see them saying, "Yeah, I can do all things through Christ" while they're in prison. Now, if you can do that, I believe God is pleased with that. He really got a praise now. But that's not the way it's used right now. That's why I go to Philippians 4:11, because I know the flesh, I know my flesh, I know Philippians 4:13 is going to put me in that mindset of, yeah, I want to get something done here. Philippians 4:11 says, no matter what you get done or don't get done, be content therewith. Why everybody's rushing around and hustle and bustle and all this stuff. just living and being distracted by all this chaos that's going on and that's increasing in our time, can we still be content? Can I still be content with what's going on? I'm not talking about okay with evil and all the destruction that's coming down on us. I mean, almost everybody around us can see what's happening. This world is crumbling right under our feet right now. And it is going to end as we know it. A lot of people know that, but they don't want the Bible idea of what's going to happen. They have their own idea. And it's just some general answer. They don't really have an answer. They just don't want the Bible version. That's basically what it is. They said, oh, yeah, I know the world's ending as we know it. I know the world's changing under our feet. I said, yeah, that's because the Lord's going to remake creation. And if you're not a believer on his son, Jesus Christ, and what he did for us on the cross with his blood, you're going to be very miserable. And the misery is not going to end. I don't accept that. I just see the world is changing. I got that much discernment. You don't have much discernment because you don't understand where you're going in just a few moments, relatively. You don't understand. But it doesn't matter if other people don't understand. Most people are never going to understand. That's the point, or that's the truth of the Bible. Most people are going to be on a broad way. There's a room for a lot of people there. There may be millions of us in glory in heaven with the Lord, Jesus. But relatively, that's going to be a small percentage of the people who have ever been alive. I want to be part of that number. Now, you're understanding the songs that people they know and are familiar with, such as "When the Saints Go Marching In." I don't know if I'm really a big fan of that sound, of that song, but I understand that lyric. I want to be part of that number.